Hey, welcome back. We'll be doing Uncle Peter's Warehouse today, and then comes with a bunch of stuff. Some that we're just unboxing here. Comes with a remover. There's the instructions. We're going to be looking at the lights. Yeah, I don't think I'll be testing the lights this time around. Comes with tweezers, so that's cool. We're going to be making step one, which is the base and gluing some stuff together. Let's just get all these things sorted here. Just get that guy. I think that's the first piece that we got there. We got to sit there and glue some stuff on. So we're just gonna be. I'm not really sure what this is, but I'm putting it on the ground there, and that's I don't know what. That's a gear, so that's easy. That's a wrench, and we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next phase, which is putting together the little trinket stuff. So just yeah, I'm not really sure what all these are. We're just like putting it all together and making it into and it looks like potions and stuff. It's workings of a cabinet. So right there it is. There's the cabinet there. I think it's an alcohol cabinet. Yeah, we just gotta make it look right. Put it over the way. Glue it all together, and there it is. There's the base. Let's get the decorative pieces on there, and that's the front. And then here we're just gonna move on to the chair. Let's make a chair. I always wanted to make a chair. There's the chair. We gotta glue the chair because it doesn't. Yeah, and then it's placed into the bottom there. That piece also gets placed there too. There you go. And oh wow, we're gonna get the side in already. There it is. And here's some intricate pieces to put together. This is a very tedious work here, trying to precisely place some of these gears in, and then align them properly. And yeah. I'm going to get some other stuff here. I got to flip it over, and then I got to place them in line with the gears that we have available. So, and you don't see the backside, so I got to make them face forward. That's why you see the you don't see the details. Now you do, and there you go. Now it's just going to making it look a little bit nicer. And it's not on camera, it's not in focus. There it is. And now we're going to put together a bench. So there's a magnifying glass, and I don't know what that is. And then we're going to put a sticker on there, and then we're going to put a big old triangle thing. That's for like the table, I believe. And that goes on top, whatever that is. It's a gear set. Okay, so we're going to be making some stuff together here. It's for the crane. So those are the pieces. I'm just assembling here. We're just going to go real fast. It's all done. One side is done, just hammering away. And that's the next piece. That's on the other side. So we just got to put them all together. I just thought you want to see a layout of everything. Now it's all put together. Now this is how it all gets put together with all the pieces there. And there's that little section there. And that goes into the bottom once I get it all situated here. There we go. Okay, there it is. There it is. We're going to tap it all in there. There it is. Okay, now we're just going to put some lights on. The lights are kind of like finicky, so you gotta work with it. It says to glue them in place, so that's what I'm doing. And then I'm trying to feed some wires through, and we're just getting it all good to go. And yeah, there it is right there. It's staying, hopefully. I don't know. Let's see if it'll stay. Stay. Okay, good. We're going to move on to the next part of it, which is the stairwell. We're going to work on the spiral stairwell. And this is actually, kind of a tedious process here. We're just going to like move it all together here. Let's see if we can do like a montage here. And that's the stairs. I'm done with that. So we're gonna move on to the roof of the actual garage there. I'm gonna call it the garage. I don't know if it's a garage. Maybe it's a workshop. Warehouse. It's a warehouse. There it is. I'm typing in the scaffolding, and I had to remove several of the steps because it doesn't go all the way up. It adds in later. There's a little samurai dude in the corner there if you can see him. There's the lights. I made this upside down and wrong, so I'm reassembling it and putting it back. And I'm putting a lovely clock in there to make it. It's like a clock thing. I don't know. It's there, and it's good to go. And we're gonna make some cabinets here, or like a. Yeah, I guess it's a cabinet. That's the face of the cabinet and all that. We're gonna be getting into the assembly of this, and then we're gonna make some books. So I might just start doing a montage. We'll see a musical montage again. Yeah, because it makes pass the time. Anyways, here it is, musical montage time. Righty, time for some random tires. We're gonna make some random tires. Yeah, there's four. Not really. Oh, it goes in the shelf. Yep. That's a tire that goes on the shelf. I lined them. I didn't show you because, well, it's just a tread. So I'm just putting together stuff there at the book. There's a book. The book goes on top of a book and a tire that gets glued into place. Good. And that goes. It's a part of the shelf. So let's make the shelf. All right, that's like a shelf. It's like shelving units, I guess. I don't know if it's a bin or a storage bin or whatever. There it goes. There's two spots, and there's like an extra tire. I'm not really sure why there's an extra tire. Maybe because in case you lose one. I think it's supposed to have 4 tires, but I only used 3. I just lined them up, make it look like how it was. Looks fine to me. All right, let's get the top on there, and I don't know. I think that's all like stuff. There's a lot of like alcohol in this thing. If you look around, so in the warehouse there's a lot of alcohol. So yeah. Anyways, yep. There's the top there. So there's the that's the cabinet. I don't know. I need to make it look nice. It's a wooden cabinet storage unit. Yes, that goes somewhere. Let's put it somewhere. Oh, it goes in a corner. Wow, that's prominent there. Yeah, that's not gonna go anywhere. Okay, now we're gonna make this like wheel vehicle here, and I just changed the background because I couldn't see what I was doing. So hopefully the white background helps everybody out here. So we're just assembling the unicycle motorcycle thingy. It's a wheel that goes around. I don't think it was very practical, so they just didn't really make it. So I gotta place this guy into the spot. There's that little dude there. I think it's a statue. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be a real dude. I think it's like a statue. It's like so you can showcase stuff. Alrighty, now we're gonna make little cabinet pocket things, and we're gonna put it all together, and it's gonna fit. And there it is. See, it's like a little catalog case thing, and it's got a decorative thing that goes across. If I can get it to all the work, we'll see. All right, that looks good. Yeah. Okay, let's put that somewhere because there it is. Oh, and I must glue every single panel on there. This is gonna be fun. This is it takes a while. I'm just trying to get it like lined up. Luckily, I used the glue. I didn't use super glue. I used glue that like has a little bit of working time, so I can even it all out. So it looks kind of uneven currently, but trust me, it's a process. It'll get there. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it to line up. I believe there it goes. Yes, just place it all with the tweezers. Yeah, make sure they're facing the right direction too, because I didn't put it in there, but I put one on them backwards. But shh, don't tell anybody. Well, I corrected it, okay? So Yeah, there it is. There's the faces of the drawers, and they don't look straight. So I'm just taking a ruler and just just pushing it in. Luckily, the glue has a little bit of wiggle time. Oh, that fell off. Yeah, no, pay no attention to that one. And we're just gonna add some books in there. There it is, right there. There's a spare book. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that one, or just put it away. Now I have to put it in the book nook there. It goes next to the single wheel vehicle, and I think that's a samurai dude. Oh, now we're gonna put on some railing. Let's put some railing in. This railing is actually pretty good. It's easy to assemble. It's two parts, but you have to get it right, or else it won't go in correctly. So, and there it is, the first part, and I fell, and I can't. Oh, there it goes. That's much better. Yeah, yeah. Okay, now let's let it sink in. There it is, and then that's the top. So you can't get it wrong because one side has a stopper, the other one doesn't. That one is a wider opening, so that goes. It took me a while because it just doesn't want to work with me today. So I have to maneuver it down. So hopefully it goes down in yeah, a little bit of maneuvering there. Now that's the top part. The top part came easy because the bottom part aligned everything. So I'm just like swishing it all together, make sure it fits, and it's good. It's good. Yeah. All right. Now that's the best part. Now I get to add the rest of the stairs that I took off because it doesn't look right if you have well, you have to put it in that way anyways. Um, yeah, there it goes. I think it goes all the way to the ceiling. Um, it just takes a while to get it in there. There it goes. Oh yeah. Oh, that one was backwards. Let's put that in there. There it goes. Okay, now it's gonna go to the ceiling and it disappears into nowhere. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to the top of that particular building or something or other. I don't know. It's on the side. I don't know why I do that. Oh yeah, I gotta add the light. See, that's a light there, and then you're supposed to glue the light on so it'll illuminate said light picture. Yeah, but I bent it down so it'll light down. Yeah, because it looks better. Yeah, I hopefully I got the right light. Not sure. And then we're just gonna decorate some stuff on top and get it going here. So let's see here. There is I think that's a rug that's supposed to be protruding down. That's gonna go on top. There it is, right there. It's just gotta hide the wires in the back there, but that'll go on top if I can get it to stay. I might have to like tap it in there, but for the most part, it'll go in. Yep, there it is. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Now I gotta maneuver the wire around so that it looks like it's not like it doesn't look all weird. All right, let's get it all in there. Let's just tap it all in there and get it going here. Anyways. Okay, moving on. We're gonna have to deal with the wires here. That's just not very tidy. So let's just tidy up some wires. Not the favorite thing to do in the world, but you gotta make it hidden so that it you can't see all that from the back. So I can put that all there, but in the front it doesn't. Yeah, just gotta clip them in and tidy up the wires. Yeah, I mean they work. I checked it. Um, I'm gonna struggle with this one here. It won't go in. It won't go. There it goes. There it goes. All right, there it is. That looks like a light. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Something is in my camera view. I don't know why. Don't ask. We'll just ignore that part there, and we'll move on. All right, we're gonna make a rocking chair. Why am I making a rocking chair? I don't know. I just like making a rocking chair. It doesn't rock though, but it's there, and that's done. We're gonna move on because it's done. I gotta tap it all together, and there it is. There's a rocking chair. Now we're gonna make the hot air balloon, I guess. Okay, there are all the parts to the actual hot air balloon. Let's just put it together here. There it is in the sections there. You gotta make sure that the two clips are on the left side or right side of the hot air balloon so you can clip it in. So and here's the light that goes in the center that gets glued in. I glued it off camera because it's not well. You just gotta glue it in there. All right, these are the side pieces for the hot air balloon that gets put on there, and it makes it more rigid as you add the side pieces. It's all flimsy right now, but once you add these in there, it'll get nice and firm, and it'll like hold its shape. Right now, it's hard to hold its shape, so we're gonna get those top pieces in, and then there's gonna be like a couple of side pieces that go on there. So there it is right there. Okay, and then there's that's almost done. There's some decorative pieces that go with it. I'm not gonna show you that part. We're just gonna move on to the bottom of it. It's got a little like basket or carrier thing that goes on there. It has like a little orb. I'm just like whacking the pieces together so that it'll hold the orb. A little more trickier than I thought it was going to be, but just it's kind of like you just gotta work with it a little bit, and then it will snap all together. I'm just trying to get it seated so that I can just put in the glowing blue orb in there. There it is. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, now that goes inside. Here's a little bit the white background so you can see it a little better, and then it gets the orb put in, and there it is right there, and then that sits inside of the actual holder. So, and then there it is right there. We're just gonna push it all together, and that's the top and bottom piece, and it just snaps in like so, and there it is. That looks pretty. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the one of the hardest things to do here is to string along these rope things, and it's got a diagram to tell you exactly where it goes. I tell you what, it took me forever to do this, so I'm just gonna like kind of show you, but then just skip over because it's just it's it's hard to put it all together. Okay, yeah, you can clearly see that I am struggling to tie just a simple knot on the end of this. So it takes some patience. So I'm just going to skip that. We're just going to go put the panels on. I'm gluing these panels on one by one. And then there's the end. There's it is right there. We're just going to move on to the next part, which is like putting this other like two-wheeled vehicle in their place. There it goes. And then the next one is the back, and that's going to be the chalkboard that we need to put together and put it into the actual book nook there. There it is right there. I kind of glue it on there because it doesn't really sit in there perfectly, so I don't want it to come out if I move it around. So I just you don't see me do it, but I do glue it from the back, and it seems to stay after that. But other than that, it just like moves around a lot. So just remember you gotta glue that thing on there. Okay, we're gonna move on to the wall here, and the little blank spaces are for stickers that you gotta put on. So it's like a peel and stick. So you just match it up to the whole the it tells you which ones to put on which side. So there it is right there, and then that's it there, and then there should be like a frame that you gotta put together. You just glue those on there, and then I'm putting together the I guess the workbench holder. So these are kind of hard to put together, but just a little patience and just follow the outline, and all the tools get put on there, and you'll see it's nice, a little thing there, and that gets put on the back there. There's right there, and that's the back panel. Okay, now we're gonna assemble the cabinet or the dresser. I don't even know what this is, but it's got a picture that goes on it too. That's what that is, and also the cup of tea or coffee. I don't know. It's yeah. There's coffee. There it is. That's good. That gets placed into the top there. There it is right there. And that's you saw me put the rocking chair in there, and there's a table on there. I put this together off camera. It's just an acrylic piece that sits on top, and the book is on top just to keep it steady. Then we're gonna make some sort of crane, and the crane is like three-dimensional, so you gotta work with it here and makes it look nice. And there it is. There you see, now it's kind of three-dimensional, and you have the little pieces that go along with it, and that gets put right there up top, and that's very much in focus, but that's okay. We can figure that out. And now we got to put the railing on the top side. So let's just go put the posts in there. It's a little hard to figure out which way the orientation is for this. So I just take your time with this one because it's a little bit of a pain. It's like the same railing as the bottom, so that goes on, and then the top will go on, and only goes on one way. Um, this one is a little bit more tricky, takes a little bit more manipulation, and just trying to work it back down. There it is, right there, and then that gets just put on there. Okay. Okay, now we gotta get to the boring parts of adding pipe and stuff to the outside decoration. There it is right there. I didn't want to bore you with the lining up of the pipes. I just put it all on there, and we're going to be putting in the facade of the whatchamacallit, the windows. Yeah, the windows. So, this is not too particularly interesting, but it has to be done. So, and there is a way to do it. It makes a recess in there. So, um, you just gotta place it all nice and neat and everything, and hope that it all fits. It's yeah, it sits in a little pocket, and then it'll just sort of work its way in there. You'll see it one second. I gotta do the back first, and then there it is right there. There's the front, and then they get the same kind of treatment. Um, yeah, and that goes, and that's the lovely wall with the hot air balloon. The side is about done, and then this it's a double wall. I'm not really sure why. Anyways, we're just getting to the end here, so I'm just gluing a bike um, onto the back wall because the back wall for some reason gets one. Yep, and then there is the clear plastic for the top. Um, I only get one shot at this, so hopefully it all stays. It wasn't very straight either, so, and it wasn't very flat, so I had to put something on top of it to keep it flat. Um, there I am grabbing something heavy, and it's not heavy enough, so I just like squished it and hope to God it stayed. It did in the end, but it's kind of scary sometimes. There, anyways, there's the top there. Um, just assembly lights are coming on and everything. That's the little looking hole, and there's a little on off switch there. There it is right there. So anyways, like, subscribe, and like me a comment. Bye.